The aim of Ageless Thanet is to reduce loneliness and social isolation in Thanets over 50s. We're one of 14 programmes that operate nationally as part of the Fulfilling Lives Ageing Better programme, which is funded by the National Lottery Community Fund. We offer a wide range of activities for Thanets over 50s to take part in. Quite recently we've started to think outside the box and introduced 50 plus hula hooping, 50 plus boxing, 50 plus chair yoga. So if there is a need to introduce a new class, we certainly will.
At least a few times a week we like to get out and about to promote what we offer. Everybody knows somebody who's over 50 who might benefit from something that Ageless Thanet have to offer.
The first thing I got involved in was finding a location where we could just have a casual club of people, like-minded people. We thought about having the games brought along. Some people donated games, and then I applied for funding to get new games, and the funding came from the community fund.
Organising this gives people an interest, and we get roughly 25 people a week turn up, so that gives them something to do on a Monday morning. But then a number of people came along who were lonely. Most of them in that category now come along as regulars, and I think they've moved on to other things as well.
I'm on my own, so this is some of the things that's very important. You can talk to people, you can get advice from people, and yeah, I would find it very difficult not to have a place like this.
I think for our cognitive well-being, to keep brains healthy, I've always been a believer that you need to exercise it, in which these games that we play, they're fun, but it's also about cognition. It's about planning what your hand you're going to take, about counting skills. It's about your brain is a muscle, the way I think about it. It's a muscle, and you have to keep using it in order to stave off horrible things like dementia. And I think socialisation is also, from what I've read, is a good way of staving off these types of dreaded diseases, if you like, that you can potentially get in older age.
I'm very gregarious, I talk a lot. I mean, without people like, well, around here, who do you talk to? You don't do it in the street anymore.
There's nothing more satisfying than meeting with a volunteer who wants to volunteer but doesn't know what they want to do and doesn't think they've got anything to offer, because absolutely there is a volunteering opportunity for everybody out there, and our approach is that we make a bespoke volunteering opportunity for the person based on the time, the abilities, the confidence level they've got, and we can provide training as well.
And from then we do what the volunteer wants to do. We're not in the business of saying here's a stack of leaflets, go and post them. Make sure that they're getting something out of it equally.
I saw an advert and it actually mentioned signing, so I thought, oh, no, I'll go for that. It's helped my confidence and it's helped me make new friends. I've got some lovely friends in the signing group. Well, I think it's good to learn a new skill and helps them to use their brain, stretch themselves a little bit.
We've met some friends here, and then we saw the advert or the leaflet for BSL. And I've got a little girl, a child that I've looked after since she was probably only 2 months old. Got lots of things wrong with her, but she's deaf. Now, because of the British Sign Language, we now can communicate and read stories.
When I was at the Feel Good Factory, somebody asked me if I could be a volunteer to do one particular thing. And I did voice my concern and say, oh, I just can't give, you know, that weekly commitment. And I was amazed because they were saying, no, it doesn't matter.
We've got volunteers who perhaps retired but that had qualified in a certain area and want to keep their skills up or want to progress their skills and keep them up to date. We've got volunteers who just simply want to get out of the house, who want to keep busy, who want to be socialising with people of a similar age or with a similar set of interests.
I can honestly say Ageless Thanet have never given me any pressure. I do what I can. Sometimes I do a whole lot more in one time period than I do maybe the next. I was well, if you like, appreciated for the help that I could give.
One of the things that I did miss when I retired, 65, I stopped teaching, I stopped doing workshops, and I concentrated on the business. So I thought, that's what I say, let's give something back. And I've always, and still do, love helping people. The age group which I'm teaching here, which is the over 50s, probably I find, because getting older myself, I kind of relate to them more. It's very refreshing.
Well, I say thank you very much, Connie, because it's lovely to think that we can come along and learn how to do pastoral care. But I find it very therapeutic, I have to say.
I've always been a firm believer in creativity of all sorts, whether it's artwork or music or whatever. We always say that if you are a creative person, you don't make war. Would you like to show you how to do that?
The first activity I got involved with as a student, if you like, was pottery at the clay space. Then I realised that this is the right path for me to improve my well-being.
There's a lot of people who have been signposted to us who perhaps have lost a relative or have had a major change in their life circumstances. It might be work related, they might have been redundant, or they might have recently become a carer, or might have had a financial change in their life. And being able to volunteer or participate in our activities has given them something else to focus on, something positive to focus on.
I volunteer because, one, I want something to do, and I feel I have something to give. And I do it because I enjoy it and get something out of it in return, and that is socialisation.
Ageless Thanet has become known to be a little bit of a club. We have our Ageless Thanet reward card, and everyone goes, oh, I'm a member of Ageless Thanet. I'm a member of Ageless Thanet. They see it as a club, as a sense of pride to be part of that.
I think it's the camaraderie. There's a lot of buzz going on. I think Sobeys is a good name for it, actually, because some people aren't even bringing sewing along, and they come just for the chat. So when she first came, she came with her guide dog, but she's come along to learn to sew. So it's learning, finding out what she needs. Since I retired from work, I've discovered a lot about sewing and things that are available that weren't years ago. There's no stopping people learning. People do keep on learning. There's always something, even if it's learning a new way of doing something. There's no upper limit to learning.
What the whole organisation stood for me, it was about getting old in a better way.
For 2019, we were nominated as Westwood Cross's Charity of the Year, so we will be hosting events with Westwood Cross. The Mayor of Ramsgate also named us as his Cause of the Year, so we are fully entrenched in the community. A huge part of what we do is to aim to change the perception of ageing. Our strapline for the project is making Thanet a great place to grow older, but I would argue as the project's gone on, it's showing that Thanet is a great place to grow older, because it already is.
I've volunteered to do the Christmas meal to try and encourage people in the community to come along and to try and spread the word about Ageless Thanet, basically. There's no need for people to sit at home being lonely.
If I hadn't got involved with Ageless Thanet, I would have moved here to Palm Bay. Me and my dog would just be wandering around aimlessly looking for other dog walkers to talk to. I wouldn't have the regime, if you like, my rota for the week. I wouldn't have that timetable of events that I do one thing after another.
If you're interested in helping out at Ageless Thanet, I can honestly say it's ideal, flexible, you have a lot of fun, you meet loads of people. I would definitely say, even if you can only give such a small part of yourself, you know, not a lot of time, it's really worthwhile.
haven't got time for that.
Actually, it's not that scary getting old.
Well, I'm not worried about getting older, and less so since working with Ageless Thanet, actually.
There's nothing wrong with getting old.
We can't run from age, but we can have fun with it.
Always look on the positive side, I think, and always be happy and do as much as you can, really.
Old used to be 50. Now, it's new 30.
So I think anybody should be looking forward to their latter years. I am.
Just because you're older, it doesn't mean to say there's not things out there for you.
You go to Ageless Thanet and they will put you back on the path to continue being well.
I don't believe in getting old. I'm maturing. And I'm getting better by the year.
There's so much to do, especially if you come down to Ageless Thanet. There's so much to do.
When you're younger, you think, God, it must be awful to be old. But when you're old, you think, gosh, this is great.
Getting older is probably a state of mind more than a state of body.
Come to Ageless Thanet and join something, make some friends.
If you can persuade yourself that actually you can go out and do things, and you don't have to be sitting at home watching the telly.
If you are alone or not feeling too good, come to this place and you'll feel a heck of a lot better.